Welcome to the Twin Cities. As you might expect, it's Viking country, but there's one place Packer fans feel right at home. Next up, they head to Soldier Field to face the Bears. Chicago may have a 5-7 record, but you can throw that out as this will be a bitter battle between NFC North rivals. For the 9th time, head coach Jerry Sins and the Edgar Wildcats are playing for a high school football state championship. Sunday night against the Bears, everyone was expecting a shootout between Aaron Rodgers and Jay Cutler. In fact, it turned out to be a battle between the defenses, with the Packers forcing 4 turnovers. Tuesday night, the Badger men's basketball team lost its first game of the 2009-2010 season. The question for Bo Ryan's team, how would they bounce back? The Badgers playing for 3rd place in the Maui Invitational Wednesday afternoon. Wisconsin taking on Maryland. Now, the Badgers led by as much as 13 in the second. Trayvon Hughes driving, and he's going to find a wide open Jordan Taylor. He nails the three. 1 of 10 threes for Wisconsin. Badgers up 63-53. Now 3:30 left in the game. Grievous Vasquez and the Terps not going away easily. Vasquez hits back-to-back triples to pull Maryland within 8. But John Lure going to answer with the shot clock winding down. He gets the nice floater to fall there. And then Trayvon Hughes showing why the Badgers deserve the W. He misses the lay-in, but he's going to get his own board and the bucket. Wisconsin up 73-61. The Badgers get the victory over 22nd ranked Maryland 78-69. Last year, the Tomahawk wrestling team crowned 3 individual state champions. This year, the Hatchets are hoping for even bigger and better things. Tomahawk only lost 2 guys from last year's team and returned 2 state champions in Zach Zahner and Rudy Chagoya. Zahner, along with head coach Bob Scuball, say they expect this year to be one of the best in the program's history. In exactly 50 days, the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver kicks off with the opening ceremony on February 12th. Eagle River native Janelle Zog will be there to take it all in. Zog, who made the U.S. women's hockey team a few weeks ago, kicks off her Olympics party with a preliminary game against China on the 14th. But before she prepares for the game, she has been in her hometown of Eagle River raising money for her family to make the trip to Vancouver to see her play. In less than 24 hours, the starting gun will sound at the 2009 state cross-country meet in Wisconsin Rapids. One Northwoods team competing for the championship is 3 Lakes, and part of the reason the Blue Jays qualified for the tournament is because of the efforts of freshman Catherine Pamperin. She set the mark at several events this season and says getting to state fulfills a lifelong dream. Welcome back. DC Everest has a reputation as the best football team in the area, but their goal is to be the best team in the state.
In order to be the best, you have to beat the best, and that's what the Evergreens had to face tonight as they were on the road at Homestead.
The crew visiting the Nationals in Washington, D.C. A nice look at the White House here in Milwaukee, hoping to turn things around tonight. The Brewers get off on the right foot. Top first, 1 on for Prince Fielder, and he is going to blast this one to deep center off J.D. Martin, his 33rd of the year. Milwaukee going to take a 2-0 lead. Now the Nationals going to come back and answer in the bottom half of the inning. Crew up 2-1 when Adam Dunn, he's going to go yard off Braden Looper. A solo shot to the second deck, and we are all tied up at 2 apiece. Now this one going to go into rain delay, but we're going to come back to finish it out in the top of the 9th. Jason Kendall going to deliver with the shot to left. Mike Cameron going to come home and score, making it 5-3 Brewers. The Brewers add 2 more to get the 7-3 win over Washington, snapping the 4-game losing streak. And if there are any Brett Favre fans still out there, he's going to make his Minnesota debut as a Viking tonight against the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think it's going to be shown anywhere around here, just in Minnesota, but NFL Network going to be rebroadcasting the game, or tape delayed, at 10 p.m. our time. Brett Favre held up the number 4 Vikings jersey Tuesday afternoon. Tonight, he put on the purple and gold jersey for his Minnesota debut. Favre starting against the Kansas City Chiefs after just 2 days of practice. Now the Vikings' first series, Favre going to drop back and go over the middle for fullback Nafu Tahi. QB receiver not on the same page. Next play, Favre from the shotgun, and he's going to eke this one to Percy Harvin, who makes the great grab. It's good for only 4 yards, Favre's only completion on the night. Now 4th and 1, Favre going to hand it off to Adrian Peterson. He is met by Jared Page and a host of other Chiefs defenders. A loss of 4 on the play. Minnesota turns it over on down.
For more on that game, let's send it over to Newswatch 12 sports reporter Bridget Fargen in Minocqua.
Thank you very much, George. I'm joined here by Lakeland head coach Don Sharbarth. Don, how you doing tonight?
Good. Ready for another high school football game.
All right. Well, Coach, last year when you and Kingsford met up, it was one heck of a game that was decided in the final minutes, if not seconds, of the game, and you called it one of the greatest games you've ever been a part of. What do you expect for this year's matchup?
Well, just Kingsford is as good a team as we'll play every year. You know, they're just very, very physical, very well coached, and our last couple of games have gone right to the end, and last year they got the best of us in the last seconds, and we're expecting a real physical game tonight with them again.
Now, your offense seemed to be clicking on all cylinders last week against Rhinelander. Nathan Roy threw for 4 TDs, put 41 points on the board. What do you expect is going to be the key to winning the game tonight? Is it the offense, is it Roy, or is it going to be the defense, the other side of the ball, winning the game in the trenches?
Well, that's a good question, because what Kingsford did last week at Wisconsin Dells was hold them to minus 20 yards rushing. I haven't seen that done in a long time, so you know, it's going to be an unmovable defense against what I think is a pretty good offense, and we're going to see who plays better football tonight.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Coach. Good luck tonight. Let's send it back over to George at Mike Webster Stadium in Rhinelander.
All righty. Thank you, Bridget.
3-9 world champion.
Victory is sweet, but it's even sweeter when you can share it with someone else. Phillips High School seniors Alexa Schillinger and Lynn Petzel are teammates, good friends, and now they're both world powerlifting champions.
We trained together the entire summer, so I mean we got really close. I mean, we went through the hardships of training and the joys of getting a really big lift together. I couldn't have asked for a better experience than to take her with.
I called her my bodyguard because I took her wherever I went because she knew what was going on, so she kind of led me around, showed me what was what and where to go. Tuesday morning, the two proudly wore their gold medals as the community welcomed them back from the World Powerlifting Championships in Brazil. Schillinger, a 3-time world champion, says going into this year's competition, she knew there was a target on her back.
After winning 2 world championships, my name was out there in the powerlifting world, so the Russians were after me especially.
Petzel narrowly missed the World Championships last year. When she made this year's team, she wasted no time achieving her goal of a world title.
I couldn't even think when I won. It was amazing. I went and hugged everybody. Alexa came back and hugged me. I loved it.
A title and an experience that will forever bond these two teammates. Bridget Fargen, Newswatch 12, Phillips. Crystal Deschini finds peace in running.
That need just to rejuvenate me.
A feeling that now has a new meaning.
One day, things were okay, and the next day, my life took on a whole new tone.
Crystal was diagnosed with stage 2 invasive inductocarcinoma in her right breast. The diagnosis came 2 weeks before she was supposed to run the Journeys half marathon.
To me, it was, if I could do the half marathon and continue that 4 months training effort and let it culminate into the half marathon, then I could do cancer. Then I could do chemo.
Crystal, along with her running partner Catherine, finished the Journeys half marathon and then ran right through a mastectomy and 2 rounds of chemotherapy.
It was amazing. Crystal is just an amazing person to me. She's my inspiration.
I went from, you know, running a half marathon to these 100-yard feats in which I wasn't quite sure if I could turn around and come back.
Feats Crystal's husband Dan knew were important to his wife, and he supported 100%.
She's my wife, and I let her go, whatever she wants to do. And she falls down, I'll go with her and pick her up.
And while Crystal struggled to run at times, she never stopped because to her, this was resistance training of a lifetime.
Resistance training ultimately makes you stronger from a physical fitness point of view. So what was this form of resistance training going to do for me from a mental view, the human spirit, the human will?
A spirit that's carried her on a journey one step at a time.
Millions of people go through this, and we're all the same, and we have a shared journey, and to me, I just ran through it.
Bridget Fargen, Newswatch 12, Leona.